San Francisco in the early 2000s was a city alive with the buzz of new technology and the charm of its historic neighborhoods. At KSFN 107.5, a popular talk show station, a contest winner named Tom Richards brings a chilling twist to the airwaves when he fixates on the unsolved murder of intern Emily Parker. Join the hosts of Wake Up San Francisco, Ben, Lisa, and Mark, as they delve into Emily's mysterious death. Tom's shocking revelations set off a tense investigation, uncovering secrets and lies within the station's walls. With the help of security footage and a determined pursuit of the truth, the hosts confront a suspect closer than they ever imagined. Will they bring justice for Emily and reveal the dark truths lurking beneath the surface? Watch this thrilling story of intrigue, suspense, and the quest for answers unfold.
Goes from the airwaves. San Francisco in the early 2000s was a city of innovation and culture, its streets alive with the buzz of new technology and the enduring charm of its historic neighborhoods. Among the many radio stations that dotted the cityscape, KSFN 107.5 was a popular talk show station known for its lively banter and engaging hosts. Last summer, the station was rocked by the tragic murder of their intern, Emily Parker. The young woman was found dead in the station's break room, and the case remained unsolved, casting a shadow over the team. In an effort to boost ratings and lift the spirits of their listeners, the station ran a contest offering a chance to guest star on the morning show. The winner was announced as Tom Richards, a seemingly ordinary listener with a deep voice and an infectious enthusiasm for the show. The day of the broadcast arrived, and Tom was greeted warmly by the hosts. The atmosphere in the studio was electric, the anticipation of the live broadcast palpable. "Welcome to Wake Up San Francisco, Tom," Ben said with his signature charm. "We're excited to have you on the show. Tell us a little about yourself." Tom smiled, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "Thanks, Ben. It's an honor to be here. I've been a fan of the show for years. I work as a freelance writer, and I love exploring the city's hidden gems." As the show progressed, the hosts engaged Tom in various segments, from local news to entertainment gossip. But as they moved into the final hour of the broadcast, something shifted. Tom's demeanor changed, and he became fixated on one topic: the murder of Emily Parker. "Do you remember the case of Emily Parker?" Tom asked, his voice lower and more intense. "The intern who was killed here last summer?" Lisa glanced at Ben, her intuition telling her something was off. "Of course we remember," she replied cautiously. "It was a terrible tragedy. We're still hoping for justice." Tom leaned forward, his eyes locked on Lisa's. "I've been doing some research on the case. There are so many unanswered questions. Don't you think it's strange that no one has been caught?" The hosts exchanged uneasy glances, sensing the tension in the room. Mark, always quick on his feet, decided to steer the conversation back on track. "Tom, we're here to have a fun and engaging show," Mark interjected smoothly. "Let's not dwell on such a dark topic." But Tom was relentless. "What if I told you I knew something about the case? Something that the police might have missed?" The studio fell silent, the air thick with suspense. Ben's instincts kicked in, and he signaled to the producer to cut to a commercial break. As the microphones went dead, Ben turned to Tom, his expression serious. "Tom, what's going on? Why are you so focused on Emily's murder?" Tom's facade cracked, revealing a flash of desperation. "I just want the truth to come out. She didn't deserve what happened to her." The break ended, and the show resumed, but the hosts were on edge. They wrapped up the broadcast as quickly as possible, thanking Tom for joining them and promising to follow up on his claims. After the show, the hosts gathered in the conference room, their minds racing with questions. "What do you think Tom meant by all that?" Lisa asked, her voice tinged with worry. "I don't know, but we need to find out," Ben replied, his determination evident. "Mark, can you pull up any information we have on the investigation?" Mark nodded, his fingers flying over the keyboard as he accessed the station's archives. "Here's everything we have on Emily's case. Police reports, interviews, and security footage from that night." As they reviewed the material, a sense of unease settled over them. The security footage showed Emily leaving the break room moments before her death, but the angle of the camera made it impossible to see who she was with. "We need to talk to Tom again," Ben said, his voice resolute. He might have information that could help us piece this together. They contacted Tom and arranged to meet him at a nearby cafe. When they arrived, Tom was already there, his demeanor more guarded than before. "We need to know what you know," Ben said, his tone firm. "Why are you so interested in Emily's case?" Tom hesitated, then took a deep breath. "I knew Emily. We met at a writer's workshop a few months before she started working here. She confided in me about some things that were happening at the station." Lisa leaned forward, her empathy shining through. "What did she tell you, Tom?" "She said she was being harassed by someone here," Tom replied, his voice shaking. "She didn't give me a name, but she was scared. She felt like she was being watched." The hosts exchanged glances, the pieces of the puzzle beginning to fall into place. "Do you think whoever was harassing her is responsible for her death?" Mark asked, his analytical mind working through the possibilities. "I do," Tom said, his eyes filled with conviction. "And I think they might still be here." The revelation sent chills down their spines. They knew they had to take action, but they needed more evidence. They decided to re-examine the security footage, looking for any detail they might have missed. Back at the station, they pored over the footage, their eyes straining as they watched the grainy images. It was Lisa who spotted something unusual, a figure lurking in the shadows near the break room door. "Look at this," she said, pointing to the screen. "There's someone there, watching her." They enhanced the footage and the figure became clearer. It was one of their own. Dylan, the station's sound engineer. The hosts were stunned. Dylan had always been quiet and unassuming, but now they saw him in a new light. "We need to confront him," Ben said, his voice filled with resolve. "But we have to be careful. We don't know what he's capable of." They devised a plan to get Dylan alone in the studio, where they could question him without raising suspicion. When the moment arrived, they cornered him, their hearts pounding with anticipation. "Dylan, we need to talk to you about Emily," Ben said, his tone firm. "We know you were watching her that night." Dylan's eyes widened with fear, but he quickly composed himself. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Doesn't lie to us," Mark said, his voice cold. "We have footage of you near the break room just before she was killed." Dylan's facade crumbled, and he broke down in tears. "I didn't mean to hurt her," he confessed. "She found out about some things I was doing, embezzling funds from the station. She threatened to expose me, and I panicked." The truth was out, and the weight of the revelation settled over them like a heavy fog. Dylan was arrested, and the mystery of Emily's murder was finally solved. As the hosts processed the events, they realized that Tom's obsession with the case had been driven by a desire for justice. He had known Emily and wanted to see her killer brought to light. In the aftermath, the hosts continued their show, but the experience had changed them. They were more vigilant, more aware of the shadows that lurked beneath the surface. San Francisco moved on, the city never sleeping, but the memory of Emily Parker's tragic fate remained with the team at KSFN 107.5. They knew that even in the world of radio, where voices echo through the airwaves, the truth could be as elusive and haunting as the fog that rolled in from the bay. Thanks for joining us on another thrilling quest. We hope you enjoyed unraveling today's mystery. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Thrill Quests to keep the adventure alive. And remember, there's always another mystery waiting to be solved, so be sure to tune in for tomorrow's episode. Until then, stay curious and keep questing.